In the risk process, there are really 5 key steps, 5 standard practices in identifying and managing risk in a project finance environment. Firstly, we identify the source of the risk. Where's the risk coming from? And make sure you get to the root cause or source of the risk and not just how this manifests. Secondly, we quantify what the exposure of that risk is going to be for the project. What are the ramifications in dollar or monetary terms posed by that risk? Thirdly, we assess the impact. Is the impact of the risk on the project likely to be high? Is it likely to be medium? Or is it likely to be quite low? And this overlaps to some degree to the earlier point on quantifying the risk exposure. Fourthly, really think about and assess the capability of the management team to manage the risk. Is this a risk the project company can effectively protect and mitigate against, such as through hedging? Or is this something the management team simply cannot manage? And finally, the project stakeholders would need to consider how to select appropriate risk management procedures and to limit the project company's exposure as a result. In that respect, there are 2 cardinal rules that are applied in the management of project risk. 2 fundamental rules. Rule 1. Rule 1 is that the risk should be allocated or disseminated to the party that is best placed to manage them or to manage that specific risk. They have to be able to manage or control or mitigate it. This is essential, and it's an essential tactic to ensure the effectiveness of the risk management process. Rule number 2 is that you need to make sure that the party or entity to which you've actually allocated the risk is creditworthy. What do we mean by that? We need to make sure that in the event that the risk crystallizes or occurs, the entity tasked with the responsibility of managing that risk can either rectify it or they can settle any monetary compensation required as a result of that risk having been breached. They must have the means to settle. If they don't have the means, any assurance they may give, even if it's in writing, could be worth very little or nothing at all. Let me give an example. Imagine a company I owned was providing the construction services on a project, and my company was responsible for all the construction risks. Now, to ensure the other stakeholders in the project, my company agreed to sign a guarantee for, let's say, $1 billion to compensate for any losses as a result of construction faults. If the risk crystallized and the project company called in the guarantee from the construction company I own, and we did not have $1 billion to compensate the project company, that guarantee that was issued is worthless. So securing a guarantee is only valuable where the party issuing it can honor the guarantee if it is called to do so when a risk crystallizes.